Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, we have Justice, Retribution, and Payback. You know what I'm talking about? WWE Payback. Predict the outcome for all the match previews, predictions, and outcomes coming up. And then later on, we'll have hot topics. Hot topics we talk about remembering Bullet Bob Armstrong, the Georgia Jawjacker, son of a Road Dog, and Brian Armstrong and Scott Armstrong. Man, Boulevard was a force to be reckoned with. He will be indefinitely missed, and a lot of other hot topic news to get to as Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Ken Dix here. As you see right here, we're in our new set. Getting the kinks ready for it. So, hey, be patient. We're just doing things here. But we're here for WWE Payback. We're coming off the heels of the SummerSlam Predicted Outcome show, which did phenomenal. We thank you all for watching. You are the greatest wrestling fans ever because wrestling matters, pro wrestling matters. But first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is care. Tell a friend, call a friend, refer a friend. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and you won't miss the action here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's give you predict the outcome for WWE Payback. Payback coming off the heels of SummerSlam. Can you believe it? SummerSlam. As we have a lot to talk about with SummerSlam as people return from SummerSlam, and you won't believe, like they say the tagline was, you never saw it coming. You never did. All right, let's get to the first match of the summer of the predicted outcome for Payback. Let's get to the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Now, we know Stephanie McMahon formed the Golden Role Models, Bayley and Sasha, that they would be defending the Women's Tag Team titles. Could Sasha and Bayley be on the losing streak? As you saw Sasha this past week on SummerSlam, she lost her Raw Women's title to Asuka. Asuka regained the gold from Sasha Banks as Bayley had retained her gold against Asuka in the first match. Asuka didn't win the SmackDown crown. She won the Raw crown from Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks looking a little bit mad and pissed off. Well, Sasha and Bayley, they was trying to get things together. Shayna Baszler went against Bayley this past week on Raw. But Nia Jax had her problems with Shayna Baszler this past few weeks. They went to a girl beatdown. Well, they put their differences aside. You see this unlikely combination between Nia Jax and Bayley, and they start teaming up together, joining forces. This unlikely alliance is like strange bedfellows. And now they took their attention to the Golden Role Models, and now the Golden Role Models have to worry and wonder when their titles in jeopardy. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler made a joint appearance on SmackDown, warning the Golden Role Models that they could weave Payback with tag gold. So it's sort of like I'm at the fix because this is an unlikely alliance between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But look for some way, somehow, Bayley and Sasha Banks retaining their women's tag team gold, and Nia Jax screwing Shayna Baszler again. That's how I can see it. I can see it like that. So look for the Golden Role Models to retain the women's tag team titles heading forward. And you won't see the breakup till like probably around WrestleMania season next year. So look for that. Also, the United States Championship is on the line as Apollo Crews defends his title against one of the Hurt Business's, Bobby Lashley. Apollo Crews successfully defending the United States Championship over MVP. Well, MVP looking for some revenge, and he got his muscle Lashley, who got that devastating full Nelson lock. He copied from Chris Masters, but Lashley was the first one to break from the lock. But Lashley gets his turn. Now Lashley don't win it. Shelton Benjamin's next. Who knows? Well, Apollo Crews been on momentum. I thought MVP was going to win last week, but I was wrong. Well, I don't know. Hopefully Lashley picks up the win. And I'm going with Lashley. My gut's telling me Lashley going to be United States champion. It's like the Beatdown Clan and Impact Wrestling all over again. from 2015, 2014 to 2020 in WWE Raw. So look for that, the Beatdown Clan, as Lashley emerges as the new United States champion. All right. Also, another match that's interesting is Dominic Mysterio coming off the heels of SummerSlam. He had an impressive SummerSlam match against Seth Rollins. He didn't win it, but he showed toughness. He showed mental toughness. And his father was out there ringside. Mama Angela was out there. Seth Rollins got the win with the curb stomp. Well, this time, the Mysterios, father and son, Ray and Dominic, team up against the team of Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, and his disciple, Murphy, in a tag team match. Now, coming off the heels, this match was scheduled to happen on Raw this week. It was coming to a close after Retribution came and attacked the Mysterios and left them laying in their carcass. So Retribution get involved in this match. We had to find out and see. Well, like I said, there was no winner in Monday's Night Raw. So look for the Mysterios to pick up the win over Rollins and Murphy. So, come from their conference from SummerSlam. So they get that revenge and payback some way, somehow. There they go. Also, Keith Lee, basks in his glory, makes his debut on Raw just prior to losing the NXT Championship to Karrion Kross. We'll talk about it later on Hot Topics of what's going on with the Karrion Kross and the title itself. Well, Keith Lee made a splashful debut on Raw, challenging Randy Orton, and Randy Orton wanted to accept the challenge. Randy Orton caught on the heels of SummerSlam, which I thought Randy was going to win the title, but I was wrong again. They'll see that coming. A backslide from champion Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion. Drew and Randy Orton had their series of fights. At the end on Raw, Randy Orton put a serious beating on Drew and kicked him in the head, punt kicked him, and left him concussed. Drew was trying to come out there and get his revenge, but suffered the same fate. Drew had to go take to the hospital. But this time, Keith Lee's fighting for his friend, Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, and he wants revenge out on Randy Orton. And so he'll get his match at Payback one-on-one against Randy Orton once again. So look for Randy Orton to beat Keith Lee. And I hate that when Keith Lee comes to WWE, they gave him like shitty theme, shitty new outfit. One to wear and like show his stomach and stuff. I'm like, come on now, let's Keith Lee. Come on, man, Vince, come on. I'll tell you what Vince did later on is gonna shock you. But look for Randy Orton to win this match and go from there. So, all right. That is the first half of the predicted outcome for WWE Payback. We'll have the second half later on. But coming up, we're going to have a ton, a load of hot topics, including a WWE Hall of Famer passes away. Man, it just gets worse and worse. And more stuff. We'll have this and more when Pro Wrestling returns in a minute. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us in the Pro Wrestling Show. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, subscribe. It don't take that long to subscribe. We here at the Pro Wrestling Show thank you, the Pro Wrestling audience, for making the Pro Wrestling Show what it is today. So thank you so much. And joining the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Thank you all once again. All right. No NXT ring report, no AEW ring report, no SmackDown, no Raw. We're just doing the predicted outcomes for WWE Payback. We'll have the second half later on in the show. Let's get to Hot Topics. On Hot Topics this week, Karrion Kross wins the NXT Championship from Keith Lee. Karrion Kross living the lifetime journey. I have followed this man's career since 2013, 2014. ish. He started in Las Vegas and he worked his way through the indie promotions, and he went to Future Stars of Wrestling. And he got his big break in Impact Wrestling. Impact didn't really do as much as they should have, which that's their fault. But NXT, Karen Cross fit as a glove. He also appeared at Lucha Underground too. I meant to say, he won the championship with him and Scarlett at Ring, and he had a dislocated shoulder, aggravated shoulder during the match with Keith Lee. And Karen Cross 2 days later had to vacate and relinquish the NXT Championship and vacated it. Karen Cross said he will return back and be back stronger than ever. It's like Triple H was saying. You know what I'm saying? Triple H came out there and said he was the game. He said he's going to come back. But Karen, we here at Pro Wrestling Show. We here. We should speed and recover. We're going to come back stronger than ever. And stronger than ever. But that leaves an interesting caveat. The NXT Championship. General Manager William Regal announced a fatal four-way Iron Man 60-minute match. And the contenders are former champions. Tommaso Ciampa, who returned and did a vicious mean streak on that dude from Undercover Boss. I forgot his name. And then Adam Cole, former champion. Finn Balor, former champion. And Johnny Gargano, former champion. So I look to tell you that Finn Balor are probably Adam Cole really don't need it. Or Tommaso Ciampa might get it. So Tommaso Ciampa might need Goldie back. You know, he called it Goldie. But don't be surprised if Johnny Gargano gets it. You never know. But I look at Finn Balor, he needs it. He needs it bad. Also, Roman Reigns. We'll talk about that. What's going on with Roman Reigns on the second half. You won't believe. A lot of people are saying he turned heel, and you won't believe who he is aligned himself with, which that's shocking in itself. I'm telling you. Also, Breezango are the new NXT World Tag Team Champions. They defeated that team name, that European team, Imperium. So there they go. Also, Austin Theory returns to WWE on NXT. He called out Bronson Reed for losing the NXT Championship. He didn't have a shot. So Austin Theory's back due to sexual allegations. So Austin Theory coming back. You know how that go. Also, WWE with the Thunderdome bans fans from using it. They caught fans sleeping. They caught fans using racial overtones like KKK. They saw one fan use Chris Benoit's image, and another image was Fire Velveteen Dream. I think fans are getting too wild. Those fans like that, they got the vet fans these days to see what they doing and do they doing wrong. Because that's not right for fans to be putting stuff on there, and it's supposed to be an interactive experience, just to be a part of the show, not just putting your agenda out there for your own personal gain. Tell me. Also, Wade Barrett returns to WWE, but this time he returns on the commentary. Wade Barrett, who has been a commentator, he's been a commentator as late. He was on the World of Sport commentator for that the promotion got defunct, and he was on the NWA Power, which I don't know NWA what's going on with that. They haven't been showing. Seen Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston defect to AWA, and now Wade Barrett defecting. So only amount of time since a lot of them gonna be going to defecting somewhere sooner or later. So you know that goes. Also, Cody Rhodes taking some time off. Now last week Cody Rhodes lost the TNT Championship to Bro Lee in that horrendous match where Bro Lee used that distance clothesline and flat and laid out Cody. Now Bro Lee, now the new TNT champion, he has a celebration and stuff. Next week we'll have the predicted outcome for All Out. Man, they be showing back to back. Wow, back to back. Also, like I said, Super Tuesday for NXT this Tuesday. FTR when the trademark issues with WWE, they can't say yeah with this theme song they had, Top Guys and Shadow Machine moves. Anything that FTR had on WWE, WWE wants to own it and have the rights to it. We'll see. But FTR getting a championship match at All Out, becoming the number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles, and they get a title shot against Omega and Page. Speaking of Adam Page got kicked out the Elite, so the Young Bucks were supposed to be on the road to become the next contenders until I guess Page felt they was a threat to him and his title. Yes, Page didn't care. He was just drunk. Speaking of that, Sami Zayn returns to SmackDown and claims himself as the rightful Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn coming back on SmackDown, kicking Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles in the midst of the Intercontinental Championship picture. So, now there you go. Stuff. Also, Raw was up 2 million in the 1849 demo, so Raw's gaining some steam with that. So, it wasn't really nothing, a lot of news and stuff, but hey, news is news. We follow here on Pro Wrestling Show for you. All right, that ends Hot Topics this week. Let's get to the second half of the predicted outcome for WWE Payback. Justice, Retribution, Payback. Speaking of that, Matt Riddle goes one-on-one against King Corbin. Well, you remember King Corbin had that bounty held on Matt Riddle's head, and did any superstar to take him out. Well, Shorty G tried on numerous occasions, tried to get the job done, but King Corbin said he'll do it himself. So King Corbin got to do the thing that he wants to do for Matt Riddle. Look for Matt Riddle to defeat King Corbin and give him the bow there and send him on his way over that bounty, which is crazy. Also, Big E goes one-on-one against the brute Sheamus. Sheamus looking for a fight, Big E looking for a fight. I think the Miz was saying and trying to tell Big E to have some heart, some dedication. And Big E will go one-on-one against Sheamus this week on Payback. Look for, I say Sheamus to win, because I know they had a match not too long ago. So look for Sheamus to defeat Big E one-on-one. So look for Sheamus to win that match. Also, what else going on? We got that Shame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and finally, the main event, who I believe is the main event, is that triple threat, no holds barred match for the Universal Championship. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. But it's an interesting caveat, as Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam after Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman went against each other. Well, it was so complicated, I didn't even see that coming. Roman Reigns speared and took down both the Fiend and Strowman and had a new model, wrecked everything. And I'm looking like, is Roman Reigns a heel? He solidified as a badass, had new teeth, a new look. He's been jacked. I mean, Braun Strowman was bald and going crazy. But one thing about Adam Pearce, one of the WWE producers, he was given the assignment, the task by Mr. McMahon to go and find all 3 participants to make them sign that contract. Pearce went through everybody. Pearce went through Braun Strowman first, and Pearce had Braun Strowman sign after Drew Gulak did something crazy. And Strowman told him, hey, I'll sign it after I give me a match against Gulak for doing what he did. And Gulak got his butt whooped and got flattened. And Braun Strowman signed the contract. Next thing for Pearce was to go to Bray Wyatt. He had to appear on the 5 Fun House. He had to wear the proper attire. The proper attire means Bray was waiting for him to dress like a postman. What the world? A postman? Well, Bray was playing those games with him and his puppets, Husky Stapil and everybody else. And they, you know what? Bray went in there, Pearce went in there and gave him to sign it. Next was Roman Reigns. Pearce was trying to get Roman Reigns to sign. Roman didn't. He knocked on the door. Roman wouldn't answer. He finally got Roman in his face and tried to see if Roman wanted to sign. Roman surprised everybody and surprised the post the WWE Universe and told them, "Hey, I have a new agent." What? And you won't believe what the agent was. Roman kept saying this familiar wording, like, la 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 la. There was this Sunday gonna be a spoiler. And then next thing you know, the camera zoom up, zoom out, and it was Paul Heyman, the mastermind. And Paul Heyman was revealed as the person who did what they did. Paul Heyman came out there and said, "Believe that." So this is going to be very interesting. Roman Reigns returns to reclaim what was rightfully his Universal title, the title he never lost. That was back on like 2008 when he was diagnosed with cancer, with some form of cancer or something like that. So Roman, um, look for Roman Reigns to win this match, because how can you when you got Paul Heyman on your side, the true one of the manipulative geniuses? And I really thought Roman Reigns came back because Miss McMahon had he brought Bray interrupted Miss McMahon and playing mouse with Miss McMahon, which that was weird in itself from last week's SmackDown. But look for Roman Reigns to return and have Paul Heyman as new mouthpiece in the saga. What does that leave for Brock Lesnar? You get what I'm saying? What's going on with that? What does Brock Lesnar think about this? I don't know. This is getting real more interesting than it already is, but we got to see. All right, that is our second half of predicted outcome. WWE Payback comes your way tonight. Enjoy the show. I'm gonna be watching a hawk ear to see what's gonna happen. All right, they're gonna end the pro wrestling show with this week. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon, saying so long. See you this next time, next week, for another edition of Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.